Hello and welcome. Today we are making orange muffins with cranberries. My fiance talked about these and how much she liked them, so I figured I would make some and try some because I've never had it before. I was able to get really nice results that were a bit less sweet than what she describes the store-bought ones as, but still quite nice. So let's see what you're going to need to make these. For this recipe, we will need 2 cups flour, 3/4 of a cup of sugar, 1 teaspoon baking powder, a half a teaspoon baking soda, a half a teaspoon salt, 1 cup cranberries dried, 1 egg, 3/4 of a cup of orange juice, and 1/4 of a cup of vegetable oil. So into the bowl we go with all of our wet ingredients. Now what we want to do is to make sure all the wet ingredients are completely mixed. You're looking to mix this until the color is basically even throughout the entire wet ingredients. If you want your muffins to be extra fluffy, you actually want to whip these until they get a slightly more pale color to them. That's from the air in the mixture. I'm skipping that here in favor of a more dense coffee shop style muffin. Once that is thoroughly mixed, we are ready for the dry ingredients. We're just going to dump all the dry ingredients in at once. This probably sounds a little bit odd, but we're looking to have a certain amount of clumping happen, and blending the wet ingredients and then dumping the dry ingredients will do that wonderfully. By treating the muffin batter like this and more of a pancake batter type deal, we can basically get the lazy man's versions of those slightly dense and springy coffee shop muffins. The clumping we are looking for give it that inconsistency in the density that causes that. Once they look like this, you just need to rest the batter for 10 minutes and into the muffin tins we are ready to go. So we want to fill these about 3/4 of the way up your muffin tin. I'm going to recommend not a non-stick muffin tin for this recipe. If you do not have one, you can use a greased muffin tin or a muffin tin with muffin cups. Both will work, but they'll be missing that crispy outer layer you would get in the coffee shop style muffins. We'll talk about how to get that and why I recommend this in just a moment. As always, I'd like to give you a thank you from me and the kiddies for everyone subscribing and sharing the videos, and if you're not already subscribed and you're enjoying this video, subscribe for more like it. And if you would like to help me and the kiddies grow the channel out a little bit, like the video or share it with someone you think might like it. And into an oven preheated to 400 degrees we go for about 20 to 25 minutes. So while that bakes, let's talk about why non-stick pans are the way to go here. By using an ungreased non-stick pan like the silicone-based non-stick pan I'm using here, you can get that crispy outside that you get in the coffee shops. The sugars in the outer layer are going to keep evaporating and caramelizing without actually being able to go anywhere or cling to anything except for the batter for a brief moment. And the internal batter is pushing outwards and upwards into the wall, which the sugars can only momentarily stick to. This causes the sugars to start to crystallize each other on top of each other, almost like a lattice, and causes that crunchy exterior most of the home muffins are missing. When you hit the 20-minute mark, you will want to jab it with a toothpick and see if it comes out clean. If it does not come out clean, add another 5 minutes and check again. Once it comes out clean, you're going to want to give it 3 to 5 more minutes in the oven to brown the top. Once out of the oven, let it cool completely under a towel for 1 to 2 hours. The towel's going to help keep moisture in and lets it cool slower, and then that lets it redistribute the moisture back to the inside of the muffin. This also makes it a great deal easier to remove from the muffin tins, because even though they say non-stick, there's still going to be a little bit of sticking, and if you let them fully cool off, they come out a million times easier. I actually really like the flavor profile and texture overall on this, with it being a little bit less sweet and not being sticky like the ones I've seen in the shops and places. These can also be frozen, and they can be defrosted with almost no texture change, so you can make a bunch at a time and just, without having to eat all of them, you can actually just put them in the freezer if you have freezer space. So, that is it for today, and as always, I thank you all for watching, and I hope you have a great day and a great meal.